Welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. Today is the 20th of October. I hope you had a good weekend despite the turmoil that the markets have experienced. So in today's video, I'm going to look at the markets, we're going to look at the charts, and then of course we're going to jump into the news articles because there's quite a bit to cover. There are tidbits all over the place. So the crypto market is presently sitting at $3.8 trillion, Bitcoin at 57.1% dominance, Ethereum at 12.7. The trending list is not as explosive as it was last week. Trading volume at $125 billion. Bitcoin is back at $108,000. Ethereum is at $4,000. That's new. I just checked it a couple of hours ago. It was still below that. BNB $1,100. Solana $189. Cardano at $66. Litecoin at $94. Toncoin $223. Polkadot $3. On the charts, Bitcoin is forming a green candle. It bounced off of the zone I discussed in my last video here, and it's presently testing the resistance at $109,000. I haven't drawn up any Fibonacci retracements, but if we were to draw one from the most recent high, we can do that right now over here. We'd have Bitcoin retesting the Fibonacci retracement at at this level right here, 0.236. So that's the level. So if it breaks above that, then the next level would be at another price tag right here at 0.382. And since there are two lines in both cases, so this is the lower price right here that Bitcoin's retesting right now, and that also corresponds with the fib retracement, and then the second price high right here when the 1,200 all-time high was established, and that corresponds as well with another Fibonacci level right here. So that's where Bitcoin's at right now. Ethereum's also breaking out of the zone here, recovery, the potential recovery zone that I talked about in the last video, and that's also making a candle right here, but it does have some resistance levels to break above first before moving further. So what's the deal with Binance here? Binance bans over 600 accounts for using unauthorized tools. Binance has announced that it banned more than 600 accounts last week for using unauthorized third-party tools. The exchange stated that it is taking strong action to protect fairness and maintain trust within its community. Binance is trying to work its way back into countries, so in trying to ingratiate itself. I think it bought the GoPax exchange in South Korea, and it's trying to work its way back into the USA. So of course they're going to take precautions and, do things the right way this time around. According to Binance, these accounts violated the terms of Binance Exchange, Binance Wallet, or Binance Alpha. Going forward, any user found using such tools or breaking platforms rules may face permanent disqualification from all Binance activities. In addition, any earnings made through Binance Alpha events will be revoked. There is no indication of what third-party tools they are, but the company said it remains committed to safeguarding the rights and interests of genuine users while ensuring a level playing field for everyone. Binance also invited its community to take part in monitoring and reporting suspicious or non-compliant behavior. So there you go. Don't try to sneak your sneaky apps in. The Glacier airdrop, that's coming sometime. If you haven't claimed it yet, then do it, because that's coming up soon sometime, I guess. Shutdown adds twist to September CPI release as Fed weighs next rate cut. The September CPI report arrives Friday amid a government shutdown, making it the Fed's only key data point before its October 29th meeting. With other releases frozen, markets eye CPI as the deciding factor for a likely 0.25% rate cut or a potential 0.5% move if inflation cools. The rare Friday CPI release heightens uncertainty as the Fed balances easing inflation against political and economic instability. For the first time since 2018, the US consumer price will be released on a Friday, and this time under highly unusual circumstances. The September inflation report due This Friday comes amid an ongoing government shutdown that has frozen most other federal date releases. No other major reports, including jobs or retail sales data, will be published until the shutdown ends. However, something will occur differently, with the CPI data coming only 5 days before the Fed's October 29th meeting. The US CPI report is typically released once a month, usually on or around the 10th to 13th of the following month. By convention, CPI data is released on a Tuesday or Wednesday at 8:30 ET by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This makes Friday releases extremely rare. The last time was in January 2011. Maybe they just forgot. As for timing relative to Federal Reserve meetings, CPI usually comes out 1 to 2 weeks before the Fed's Federal Open Market Committee meeting. This gives policymakers enough time to analyze the data alongside other indicators before deciding on interest rates. Against these backdrops, the timing has fueled speculation of a bullish inflation print. This could potentially set the stage for another rate cut. The Fed's next move is now almost entirely on this single inflation reading. According to analysts surveyed by MarketWatch, the September CPI report is expected to show consumer prices continuing to rise. However, it could be at a slower pace than in August. Crypto progress stalls as US shutdown paralyzes regulators. The US government's funding standoff is dragging into uncharted territory, creating a ripple effect that's now freezing progress across crypto regulations. More than a month into the shutdown, agencies that oversee digital assets are struggling to function, and the backlog is growing fast. For the SEC, the reduced staffing means no one is signing off on rulemaking reviews or approvals. Thousands of pending applications, from ETFs to tokenization frameworks, are sitting untouched. Analysts now estimate there is a better than even chance the impasse could stretch beyond 40 days, with each additional week compounding delays. So now apparently companies are waiting for the government to do stuff. This is not uncommon. This is very typical of the government, just sitting on their hands basically while business needs to be taken care of and move forward. Government bodies are just slugging around because they decided to take a vacation, take a holiday. Despite that, demand for regulated crypto asset keeps rising. Charles Schwab clients now control about a fifth of all US crypto ETF assets, while traffic to institutional research portals has nearly doubled compared to last year. Even with Washington's offline retail institutional investors appear to be positioning for the next approval wave. So we could see a surge of ETF approvals coming up sometime over the next couple of months after the shutdown has resolved itself. And somebody suggested to build a Prometheus statue on the Alcatraz Island. That would cost about $450 million. Why? Ross Calvin, CEO of Parhelion, plans a 450-foot statue in Alcatraz. Project cost is estimated at $450 million. No confirmed funding yet. No market impact observed. Initiative remains in conceptual phase. Interesting? Maybe. Trump confirms summit with Xi Jinping on October 31st. US President Donald Trump confirmed on Friday that he will meet Chinese President Xi on October 31st during the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation leaders gathering in South Korea, making a pivotal moment in efforts to ease escalating trade and tech tensions between the world's two largest economies. Your boy was supposed to be at this event doing some translations, but it's too far removed for me, so I couldn't be bothered driving out there for an hour of work. The meeting confirmation comes after a week of intense rhetoric and threat of tariffs by the US in response to Beijing's recent export restrictions on rare earth minerals and critical software key inputs for advanced tech support chains. Trump described a proposed 100% tariff on Chinese exports as not sustainable shortly before committing to the summit. I might make a trip down to Gyeongju for the summit during the ceremonies, I guess. We'll see what that's all about. Maybe I can record a video, although I did lose my camera yesterday in the sea while surfing. What a shame. Japan considers banks to invest in crypto. Japan considers allowing banks to invest in crypto assets, potentially increasing institutional crypto participation. Impacts Ethereum Solana investment significantly, and specifically Ethereum and Solana are being targeted If confirmed, Ethereum and Solana may experience renewed attention. Presumption is that apparently Japan and Japanese banks would have their eyes set on those two crypto assets. OpenSea set to launch SEA token in Q1 of 2026 after platform overhaul. I don't think that's going to be a very good liftoff. 2026 is going to be a bear market. That's my prediction. But keep your eyes open on an OpenSea token to be launched in the first quarter of 2026. Altcoin season, are we there yet? More than 53,000 addresses sent altcoins to exchanges. Altcoin season index signal that liquidity flows have shifted in favor of Bitcoin. Bitcoin exchange reserves level out amid weak demand, but notably signaling weak exchange inflows. An analyst attributes Bitcoin snapback to the 107,000 price level to a CMP gap. The spike in addresses sending altcoins to exchanges was the highest observed since January 2025. This observation was not a fluke, but rather the result of the shifting market sentiment. Every time market sentiment drops from extremely bullish to extreme fear, investors tend to shift preference from altcoins to Bitcoin. This may explain the recent surge in Bitcoin dominance this month. Although, according to CoinGecko, Bitcoin dominance hasn't really shifted all that much. It's pretty much the same at 57. But it does begin to feel like the altcoin season may never come. A lot of the altcoins that were annihilated in the most recent dump. When we saw the retracement from January 2025 from the 109,000 all-time high, and we saw a retracement of 31% on Bitcoin. During this time, the altcoins took a massive beating and didn't really recover. A lot of the altcoins have not been able to recover, and they remain in like 50-60% deficits, minuses, and who knows if they're going to come back. That's the thing with altcoins. If they do manage to come back, make sure to get rid of all your altcoins, because once the bear market hits, once winter comes in, things are not going to be looking good for those altcoins. And right now, things are not looking very great for Bitcoin, to be honest. On the weekly charts, you can see Bitcoin dumping further here, but I mean, we did have a nice retracement here, so we could see a retracement here as well right now. Right now, the retracement that we're seeing is that of 20% retracement right now on Bitcoin. We'll see if this if we're going to see a nice pump of Bitcoin, or if this is it for this time around. The shift from altcoins in favor of Bitcoin dominance may suggest that the next wave of recovery might support an aggressive Bitcoin recovery. While this outcome may signal more delays for altcoin season, it is also possible that altcoin season may make a strong comeback. In the past, I think Ethereum pumped after Bitcoin dumped, and of course that the altcoin season went into January of the following year, so that could also be the case. But that's not something I'll be waiting too eagerly, as I don't see much happening past December 2025. 1.5 billion Ethereum bed. Bitmain is quietly taking over the blockchain. Bitmain continues stacking Ethereum. Quieted massive accumulation spree has thrust Bitmain immersion technologies into the global spotlight. Blockchain data shows the firm added nearly 380,000 Ethereum this week alone, bringing its total holdings to over 3 million coins, around 2.5% of Ethereum's entire supply. Those purchases, totaling roughly 1.5 billion across just 3 transactions, position Bitmain as the largest corporate holder of Ethereum worldwide. The company began building its position over the summer when ETH hovered near $2,500. And insiders say that they're aiming to accumulate about 5%. So I guess they're going to continue, but of course they're going to take profits, because they're not making any promises that they're not going to sell. They will probably sell and then rebuy more at Ethereum lows when Ethereum dips back down to this price level or something similar, and they'll be cashing in the profits from the bear market. Michael Saylor drops another Bitcoin hint. Traders brace for impact. Michael Saylor appears to be gearing up for another major Bitcoin buy despite a rough patch for corporate Bitcoin treasuries. In a Sunday post on X, the strategy founder shared a chart tracking the company's Bitcoin accumulation, now at roughly 640,250 Bitcoin, worth around 69 billion in current prices. Alongside it He added a cryptic message. The most important orange dot is always the next. The remark instantly sparked speculation. A strategy could be preparing to add more Bitcoin to its reserves. Maybe he'll be picking up more. 3 privacy coins to end this episode. And never mind my haircut today. It's I took a shower last night and this is my morning hair without any glue inside of it. 3 privacy coins to watch for the end of October. We've got Zcash, hit a 4-year high near $297 and still shows bullish signs despite profit taking. Dash formed back-to-back flag patterns hinting at another potential breakout if $43 is cleared. And Railgun says strong inside falling wedge with whales adding positions ahead of a possible move above $3.04. Those are your 3 privacy coins to watch for. Make sure to smash up the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel. Do remember to pick up your Descent wallet because those will save you bacon in times of confusion. Just today I saw on X Altcoin Daily shared a post of a guy who lost $3 million worth of XRP. I have no idea how. He says that he had it locked up in his cold wallet, Ely Pay cold wallet, and that's all gone, he says. So I don't know, I've seen Ely Pay wallets. They look okay. I have never used them. I've got nothing to say, but I've been using this biometric wallet from Descent. These are sweet. You can get one with a $30 discount, or if you buy 2 of them you get a $99 discount. The ref links are below the video. I've got also explanation videos on how to use the wallet, how to set it up. I'll attach the video at the end of this video, so check that out. Don't forget to pick up your very own copy of Crypto and Millennials, 188 pages, pure wisdom collected over the past 8 years since 2017. That's how long I've been in crypto, and I've combined all of my wisdom and understanding and knowledge of cryptocurrencies into this book for you to read through. It's $10 on Amazon, so pick that up right now. Ref link is below the video as well. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for tuning in today. Have a fantastic Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Peace.